everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's speed build, we're actually going to be building a small little simple family home, and this build was actually, or technically not this build, but today's video was actually supposed to be another like spooky kind of build to celebrate it being Halloween. If you do celebrate Halloween, happy Halloween. I personally don't celebrate Halloween because it's not a thing in my country, but I will be celebrating Beltane today, which is basically a pagan or Wiccan holiday. So yeah, if you want to read more about it, I'll like maybe put a link in the description or something about just something you can read if you're interested. But I know a lot of my other northern friends that are also pagan actually celebrate Samhain today instead of Halloween. So yeah, I was going to post a like spooky kind of fall time build, but I couldn't get it done in time. And as you probably know if you've read the like community tab post that I did earlier in the week, we're actually moving this weekend, and yeah, I couldn't get it done. So I wanted to like pre-record a few videos. I know I said that I wasn't going to pre-record videos because honestly I didn't think I would have the time, but today I'm recording this on Thursday, or like Thursday night, Friday morning I guess, but I just had a huge burst of motivation, so I got today's, or like this video, as well as another video for later in the week done. So there will be videos. Yeah, it's just a whole thing, but I will have a link below to the community post as well, because I don't want to spend this whole video talking about that and talking about everything like that's going on. But yeah, if you want to read about it, if you're curious, then check out the community tab post. But yeah, like I said, this build isn't a spooky or autumn or anything like that build. It's just a regular family home. It's built in Oasis Springs because I was really inspired by a build that I saw OSHINSIMS actually doing quite a while ago. It was quite a few weeks ago by now, and this build I don't think looks anything like her build or anything like that, but just her building style. Now I know she always says that she's not a builder or anything like that, but I happen to think that she's actually an amazing builder. She has a really great eye for like realistic touches when it comes to building. So I will have a link below to OSHINSIMS' channel, as well as to the build video in particular that I'm actually talking about, because if you don't know who OSHINSIMS is, then you're basically living under a rock. She's one of the most amazing simmers. She's one of the kindest, like just people in general that I've ever come across in my life. And she's such an amazing simmer. She's such a huge inspiration to me, and she's also very supportive of just the whole simming community. And yeah, she makes some amazing videos, so definitely go and check out her channel. She has a very like zen and kind of peaceful channel, if that makes any sort of sense. But her channel isn't super like, I don't know, super crazy, or I don't want to say high energy, but she isn't super like all over the place. Some people are like that, and it's like their whole channel is focused around being like super high energy and all of that, and that's really fun a lot of the time. But sometimes you just need something that's a little calmer, a little bit more zen, I guess, to, you know, just relax with. And that's definitely Ocean's channel. So I will, like I said, have links to her channel down below. But yeah, I've just spent like 3 minutes talking about someone else in my own speed build. But anyway, so back to this build. This build, like I said, was inspired by that build that I saw her doing. And like I said, I don't think it looks anything alike. I can't exactly remember what hers looks like specifically, but I don't think they look anything alike. But I was just inspired by her like overall building style when it comes to doing builds. So she has a very like clean and kind of simplistic style when it comes to building. She doesn't like a lot of like clutter and random clutter all over the place, kind of like how I tend to build. I kind of tend to build where I put clutter on literally every surface in like the whole house. And she just doesn't really like building that way or playing in houses like that, which I totally understand. I mean, playing in houses, I don't tend to play in really cluttered houses either, because I just feel like it's kind of unnecessary if your Sims can't actually interact with the objects. But I just like building that way. But anyway, I try to build in a little bit more of a, I guess, simple way. Not simple as in like stupid, but simple in a more like clean and kind of minimal way. I guess that's probably a better way of describing it. But yeah, I tried a different style as well. I don't think I've ever done a build that quite looks like this one. I didn't exactly know what I wanted the exterior to look like. I kind of had an idea. I knew I wanted to have this like dark wood paneling and then green. That's like the only idea that I had for the exterior. And at first I was thinking of making it a mid-century modern type of house or something like that to kind of fit in with the like area that it's in. But then I thought, you know what, I've done so many mid-century houses on this specific lot and in Willow Creek in general that I just didn't want to build another mid-century house, because all my mid-century houses I think look exactly the same. So I tried going for something a little bit different for the exterior. I don't know exactly what style this would be considered to be. I just did whatever I thought looked okay and went with that. And yeah, it's not a super big house or anything like that. It's just a one-story house. It's actually 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms though, so it is a family home. And yeah, it's also very green on the inside. I used green throughout the whole build, so yeah, there are a lot of green touches to the interior. And around about the time we get to kind of like the living room, so we start off with the kitchen. I don't show me furnishing the bathrooms because they basically look exactly the same, and they're just small 2x3 tile bathrooms, and you'll get to see them in the screenshots, so I don't think it would be worth me showing them. And I also don't show the hallway that actually leads to the 2 bedrooms, because that hallway also has the laundry machines in that like little space. So yeah, I don't show that, but I do show it at the end in the screenshots. But basically we start off with the kitchen, and I knew I wanted to use all of like the darker woods and have a bunch of white in the build as well. And I kind of failed on like the whole having a bunch of white in the build. I mean, I have a bunch of white and like cream colors in the kitchen, but the rest of the build is mostly like dark woods and greens and kind of like warmer colors, if that makes sense. So I used those dining chairs from Get Famous. I think they're from Get Famous, and they're in this like mid-century style. And then I pulled out that little table from Get Famous and this bookcase, and then I just embraced the whole like mid-century look. So most of the furniture I think on the interior of this build is very mid-century themed. I use a lot of mid-century themed like bookcases and tables, and I use a lot of stuff from Get Famous basically. So a lot of stuff from Get Famous. I also I think I use a lot of things from Seasons as well, because apparently they have a bunch of matching wood swatches, and you know how I feel about matching wood swatches. So yeah, there's basically a lot of like mid-century style furniture inside this build, even though the exterior isn't mid-century, like I don't think it is anyway. But yeah, that's just what happened. And like I said, a lot of green. There's a lot of like green accent walls in this, so it does look a little bit dated in that sense. So with all of like the paneling and the green walls, for some reason do look a little bit like dated to me. I'm not like super like good with architecture or like knowing which periods different things are from, but it kind of gives me a like 70s vibe, or like maybe an 80s vibe or something. I don't know why, but yeah, it's different. I'm sat here looking at it and I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, but it's just different from the way that I normally build, and that's, I think, the best descriptive word I can think of is different. So I know that makes no sense, but anyway, it is just different from the way that I normally build, and I actually really love it. for being just a normal small family home, it's probably one of my all-time favorite builds, which, yeah, it's, I don't know if it's because it was kind of inspired by one of my friends or something like that, but it feels very zen to me. It does definitely reminds me of like Ocean's whole vibe, her like zen kind of relaxing vibe, and I love that. It's definitely something I could use more of at the moment. So yeah, here we're just working on the living room, and I ended up combining those like end tables from, yeah, I think, yeah, those like sideboard end table type things are from Eco Lifestyle, and I end up combining it with this bookcase from Get Famous that I just scaled down and put a bunch of more books on it. And then for like the living room set, I end up using the 3-seater couch from Seasons in that horrible lime green swatch. And yes, I do absolutely despise that swatch. It's the most horrible green ever, but I actually loved it in the context of this build. So yeah, I ended up using that, and then I also used those a little bit more toned down, that little bit, yeah, wow, I can't speak. I'm trying to say 3 different sentences at once, and it just isn't coming out. But I end up using that 2-seater sofa and the armchair from the, yeah, I think, yeah, they're from Nifty Knitting. So they are also green, but they're a little bit more like teal colored green. So a little bit darker, a little bit more toned down. But they do have the matching yellow pillows to the 3-seater couch. So that's why I ended up using them, because the pillows are kind of the same color. So yeah, it's kind of like a mix match of furniture, but that's kind of how I wanted it to look anyway. I did want it to look like the family that live here have been living here for quite a while, and they've like maybe bought a new sofa, or like maybe the like horrible lime green one is the new couch, and they've bought a new couch over the years or something like that. And yeah, I did want it to look like that. So I really like the way the living room turned out. And then we moved on to the master bedroom, and the master bedroom isn't as green as the rest of the house. It's much more like toned down, much darker. So I end up using that darker bedspread from Seasons, and then we do have the white walls with the wood paneling, accent walls, and then I think I just end up using a bunch of like dark wood furniture, maybe some light wood shelves as well. But yeah, it's a little bit more toned down than the rest of the build, which I thought was a good idea. I didn't think they would want like bright lime green walls in their bedroom. That didn't feel very relaxing to me. But they do have the dark mossy green like rug. So yeah, I did want it to keep with like the overall theme, or like the overall color scheme of the rest of the build. And the last bedroom that we're going to be working on is going to be kind of like a teenager / kids room. I didn't really put any toys in that bedroom, but you could easily add some toys if you wanted to. I did think that it'd be for a like tween, so maybe a really young teenager or something. Maybe they just aged up into a teenager or whatever. I mean, you could do whatever you wanted to do with this room. There isn't a computer anywhere else in the house, but I do end up including a desk and a computer in the kids' room. So I end up putting a laptop on their desk. So maybe, you know, maybe it's actually the parents' laptop and they usually use it at the dining room table or something. But yeah, there is a laptop in the kids' room, so there is one on the lot if you wanted to use one. But there's basically everything your Sims could need. I didn't include too many like skill building objects in the house just because I didn't really have space to do it. But there's a really nice backyard area that you could easily add a few more like skill building items to if you really wanted to. But the overall price of this build is 82,943 simoleons. So it's almost like 83,000 simoleons, but it's not quite there. And it's not quite like a budget build either. I mean, it's really expensive if you think about the fact that it's only like 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. But it is on a 30 by 20 lot. And yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the price comes from the backyard. I think a lot of the price does come from the pool, because they do have quite a nice like sized pool in the backyard. So yeah, I think that is where a lot of their budget went. But yeah, like I said, the backyard is definitely meant for like entertaining, I guess. So we have a pool. We don't have a bar anywhere on this lot, but you could easily add one in the backyard. But there's like a grill and some seating space, and I even include this cool like step down area where I did play with the foundation. Obviously the whole house is on like a one step up foundation, like one height foundation, including the backyard patio area. But I used fences, and I did this cool little trick with the like fire pit area. So I did include like a fire pit in the backyard with some chairs around it, and I wanted to make it look like it was sunk down into like the foundation. So yeah, I did do that. It is functional, everything works. But I really, thinking about that right now, trying to explain that, I'm really excited for the platform feature that's going to be coming with the update right before we get Snowy Escape. And I have seen a few more of the platforms like in action in some early access videos that I've been watching from like the game changers, from Lil Simsy and Deligracy and Simlacy and those simmers that were actually part of building the lots in Snowy Escape. So I have been watching their videos, and they've seemed to have been doing some really cool things with those platforms. So I'm really excited to get my hands on those. But yeah, here's what I'm talking about with the like little fire pit. I end up putting those just concrete slabs underneath it, and then I use a fence to just draw around it and put the like foundation, whatever foundation color I guess, on it, and then it looks like it's actually sunk down into the ground, which I really love the way that looks. I can't wait to use it in some of my other builds as well. And that platform thing that I have the plants on, the space that also looks a little bit sunk down, those are actually just objects from the debug menu from Eco Lifestyle that I used. So your Sims can't route over them, so they can't walk over them. But I figured since I did just put decorative plants on it, they won't need to. So it's just like a decorative thing to make the backyard look a little bit more interesting. And then I did include some solar panels and some gardening boxes as well. So I did think maybe the Sims that live here are fairly like a little bit more eco, on the eco side. They do like taking care of, you know, the environment a little bit. But yeah, that's basically the whole build. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to be doing some landscaping and just adding a few finishing touches. I also used that pergola from the like update that we got way back in October, so the Hispanic Heritage Month update, which I don't think I've used that in any video yet. I have used it in another build that you actually haven't seen on the channel, but I don't think I've used it in anything else. So yeah, it was a lot of fun getting to use that for the first time. But yeah, I hope you guys like how this build turned out. I know the video is like really long for some reason. I'm just sat here looking at the like timestamps, and I actually can't believe that it's almost a 20-minute just voiceover that I have to do. The actual video is over 20 minutes. But yeah, just the voiceover part is like almost 20 minutes, and I can't believe that this build took me so long to build. I think I had almost 3 hours worth of footage once I was done with it, and trying to edit all of that out, or edit out all of like the annoying me just swapping colors around, or me being indecisive and changing things 1,000 times, took me forever. But anyway, this video is almost done, so I'm just gonna like end this voiceover off here. If you did like the video, give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But I hope you're all having a great day, and that your week has been great, and that you have an amazing weekend. And I will talk to you on my very next video. Bye everyone.